All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Monday morning kickoff calls. This is Kurz. I'm the founder of the Freedom Organization Coaching Consulting Company. I've got Jen with me, my lovely wife, also the Chief Operating Officer of Freedom Organization. Hold on. All right, that's what happens when you go live. You get shit in the background that just goes live on you. So I am just testing to make sure that we're live in multiple places, which it looks like we are. Again, my name's Kurz, founder of the Freedom Organization, a coaching and consulting company for business professionals like yourself. My lovely wife, Jen Kurz, Chief Operating Officer Organization. What is going on, Jen?
Good morning.
What's up, babe? All right, so we're going to get on here. We're going to let a few people jump in. I see guys on. Good morning, sir. What's going on, Courtney? All right. So today, I think I want to dig in a little bit with you guys on a couple little topics, but more importantly, I heard something the other day that really got me driving. And listen, the reason we do this every Monday morning, 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Again, we do this every single Monday, 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Very easy for you to register for this, by the way. If you are catching this on the fly, you've never registered for this, you want to go ahead and register at freedommondaykickoff.com. Very simple, freedommondaykickoff.com, and we get you pumped up for the week. So we start Monday. I love Mondays. I'm a big fan of Mondays. I feel like Mondays makes me feel like I'm getting ready to go be even more productive than I was before. So I get excited about it. Makes me happy. Not everybody's like that. And I think that we want to bring the effort into doing this Monday kickoff to get people pumped and excited about Mondays again, right? Like Monday has gotten a bad rap, ladies and gentlemen. And if you're a business entrepreneur and you're in this industry and you are building business and you are creating business and you are doing fun stuff that puts money into your pocket and you're following your passions and you're doing things you love to do and enjoy to do, then Monday should not be the issue, right? Now, here's what I like to correlate it to. If you hate Monday, you probably hate the reason why you're getting up on Monday. Does that make sense to you guys? And if that is the case, then maybe it's time for a change, right? What do you think about that, Jen?
I think you're right. I mean, at the end of the day, we have to, just be prepared every Monday, just like school, when you were going to school, you know what I mean? Every Monday is when the week starts, and you just have to mentally, get it going. Otherwise, you're not really moving forward.
That's right.
Towards the end of the week, everybody else is just checking out.
I will say school was different when I was younger to like our kids now. I feel like our kids look forward to Monday, right? They look forward to school. They look forward to seeing their friends and things like that. When I was a kid, we hated Monday. We did not want to go to school for anything in the world. It was a very different thing. But man, it takes some programming. It takes some mental programming to love Mondays again. It takes some mental programming to do the right thing. So today, what I want to cover with you guys, I heard some really cool, and I'm a student, ladies and gentlemen. Like I come up here as a coach to give as much as I can to you guys, but the truth is that I'm a student. And I say that I'm a student because I'm constantly learning. I've signed up for so many programs, ladies and gentlemen, I cannot even tell you. I have spent tens and tens and tens of thousands of dollars on coaching, education, training platforms, you name it. And so I'm consistently trying to level up so that I can bring the level up to you guys. Does that make sense, right? Like I want to do better so that I can help you do better. That's my passion. And I heard something the other day and it just clicked a little bit differently because we've talked about this before. We've talked about making your calls, connecting with people this week. Who are you going to connect with this week? Like, what are you going to talk to them about? How are you going to turn it into business? How many meetings do you plan on having this week? How many listings are you going to try to attain this week? How many buyers are you going to work with this week, right? How many people are you going to give a consult to this week? How many people are you going to get in front of, right? How many calls are you going to make? How many emails are you going to send? How many texts are you going to send? How many video texts you're going to send, right? Like that is the game because this is a contact sport. We've said this before, right? But I heard some the other day and I was like, oh shit, this hits a little bit different. And basically what they said was 90% of the job is customer acquisition. right? 90% of the job is customer acquisition. And I sat back and I thought about that as a real estate professional of almost 2 decades. I sat back and I thought about that. And I was like, right? Like the paperwork, the showing homes, the getting under contract, the celebrations, the closing, the inspections, all that stuff. Yeah, it's a lot of work once you get somebody under contract, but 90% of the effort of your day should be going into customer acquisition. And in many different ways, ladies and gentlemen. I'm old school. I love the contact sport, right? But I'm also new school. If you follow me on Instagram, I'm constantly posting on Instagram. So however it is that you create customer acquisition, my advice, and if you ever coach with me, is going to be pick up the damn phone, right? Like that's what you're going to hear me say when you coach with me. But additionally, right, we will talk about social media. We will talk about email campaigns. We will talk about text campaigns. We will talk about automation. We will talk about these things because they matter, especially in today's industry, in today's world, in today's market, where a phone call is simply not enough because there is already too much distraction happening in the world today. And those distractions make people forget what you do for a living. They make people forget conversations they had just yesterday because there's so many things to look at, so many shiny new objects, right? So many new commercials, so many new videos that you're passing through as you're scrolling through Instagram for countless hours, right? So if
I think there's nowadays people have a misconception that you doing social media content and stuff like that is customer acquisition, is specifically prospecting, but in reality that's just awareness. It's taking time to create awareness, but it goes beyond that. You have to comment, you have to engage, you have to like people's stuff, you have to communicate what you do, whether it is on a social media basis or, like you said, on a phone call basis. Obviously the phone call basis is a more personal approach, so that one has a higher ROI than if you were to try to do a text message or a social media comment or whatnot, but it's in that connection that that customer engagement really makes a difference in your business and moving forward. So yes, 90% should be it. Is it? Most people have, try to find different ways to make it a little easier for themselves, so they justify their actions, in the social media and creating the content, or thinking that they're doing something like that, but they're not.
They're not. And so, Jen brings up a really strong point. And that strong point is, if you're afraid to make the calls and you're afraid to make the connections, and you believe that your only method is going to be by getting in front of people through social media, then you're going the wrong direction. And could it work? Yes. Is it possible that someone will message you and say, golly gee, I want to do real estate, or I want to buy your stuff, right? It's possible. Yes, 100%. Not saying that it's not possible. What I'm saying is that the chances are significantly lower. And what you're doing, like Jen said, what you're doing with social media is you're creating what we call brand awareness. You're letting people know on a consistent basis what you do for a living, but it still requires you to pick up the little black box you keep in your pocket and put it to your ear and make some calls. Again, we take it back to 90% of the job is that real customer acquisition. That is what's going to make you the money today and every day moving forward. I don't care if we go into another bubble, the entire market crashes, no one could sell a flipping thing. You know that these things don't last forever. And the ones who make it, the ones who get paid, the ones who live the best lives in all times, all the time, are the ones who are masters at customer acquisition and client conversion. Customer acquisition and client conversion. You have to become the master of getting in front of people. You have to become the master at making your calls, sending the text, doing the things necessary to win on a daily basis, so that you're winning in the good times and you're winning in the bad times. Because it's easy. In the good times, you post a funny video up and you're going to get a bunch of hits, and somebody might say, hey, I'd like to work with you. Those are the good times, because everybody's
But even then, even then you have to take, you got to go that extra mile and reach out to that person and get that person's business. Because, you know, just because they showed interest doesn't mean they're going to buy it from you.
Yep. I agree. And so, you know, what Jen is really bringing to the table is saying, listen, you could do all the song and dance you want on social media, but when somebody reaches out, they're simply showing interest. They're not saying, I'm ready to buy right now. They're showing interest, and now you have to do the work. You have to make the call. You have to send the text. You have to put them on that email campaign. You have to show them your value. You have to bring your value to the table. And that's where the real win is. Jen, I'm going to challenge everybody to make 100 phone calls this week. That's what I'm going to do.
Let's go.
I'm going to challenge everybody to make 100 phone calls this week. By the way, does 100 sound like a lot? Yeah, sure. But what is that really? It's 20 calls a day.
I was just going to say that.
If you only work the 5 days, okay, and you don't consider Saturday and Sunday, it is 20 calls a day. 20 calls a day will take you less than an hour sometimes, okay? And what is your job? Your job is this, ladies and gentlemen. If you're making 20 calls a day, your job is only one thing. How do I get in front of this person for a meeting? That's it. Just make 20 calls a day, okay? And then think to yourself, what can I say on this phone call that'll allow me the opportunity to sit in front of them for coffee, visit their house, whatever the case is, and discuss my business, discuss what I do for a living, discuss my sale tactic, discuss maybe giving me a referral, right? Maybe they're not ready to buy what you bring to the table, but the referral business, the friends that they have, they might know somebody. 20 phone calls a day, Monday through Friday. Your only job is to try and get in front of these folks. That is it. Okay? That's my challenge for this week, guys. That's my challenge to you guys this week. Get super excited about that, by the way, right? Because here's what I'll tell you. The more people you call, the higher the probability of you closing someone is. The more people you call, the higher the probability of closing a deal and putting money in your bank account is. The more people you call, the higher the probability of worrying less and stressing less and being more profitable. This is what this is about. 90% of the job is customer acquisition, baby. All right.
I think, you know, just to kind of put the little cherry on top for those people who are a little apprehensive because they don't want to talk about themselves or their business in a direct fashion. It's so important for you to really think about the person and their needs. So just be interested, talk about them, and then find a way to get into that real estate conversation, create a solution, and meet with them, you know, where you're going to help them out with something. Somebody needs help with something every single time when it relates to the home, whether it is a financial outlook or whether it is outlook about their property or what they need to improve in their home, value of their home, whatever the case may be. Just really think about, you know, like ask them questions, but really aim at helping them out within the realms of what you do. And you know, aim for that meeting. So I just wanted to add that a little bit because I know some people could be apprehensive or don't even know what their value is. And sometimes you find your value in finding what the problem is because you find the solution for that person.
Yep. And that works, ladies and gentlemen. There's also another technique you could use, and that's simply accepting that you're in sales, right? There are two ways to do it, okay? There's no perfect way. But what I will say is that the more direct you are with your purpose and your value, the easier it is for people to hear what you have to say, right? So rather than beating around the bush, you know, like, ladies and gentlemen, when I met my wife, I did not beat around the bush about wanting to date her, okay? I let her know. I let her know that we were going to date, okay? And I was very direct and I was very honest about it. And it worked, as you can see. The more direct
persistency does too.
Persistency is the key. The more direct you can be in your mission, okay, the more direct you can be in your mission, the easier people hear what you have to say. If you skirt around while you're there, you'll never really get your message out. Okay. But Jen is 100%
That's a
right.
good point.
Listen more than you speak. Be interested rather than trying to be interesting. Okay. She's 100% right. But find the way to get super, super direct about why you're there to begin with. Rosie, have you been listening, Rosie?
Good morning. How are you?
Good. Have you been listening, or you just popped in to say what's up?
I just popped in. I have been listening for the past, 30 some seconds. I was doing drop off. You know how my Monday mornings are. But I'm here, and I'm so happy you guys are still on, and I was able to hop in.
So we did a challenge. We're challenging everybody to make 100 calls this week. Okay. That's 20 calls a day. All right. With the only mission of getting in front of this person and presenting their business. That is it. That's the mission of the week. So that's what we let people know. And today was all about 90% of the job is customer acquisition. So we want our folks out there that are listening to us today to focus solely on customer acquisition this week. Now, mind you, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what your life is like. Maybe you got things going on. You know, maybe you got 3 closings this week. I don't know. But you need to find a way to get your 20 calls in and make this week about customer acquisition. By the way, when it works, not if it works, when it works, at the end of the week, okay, I want you to come back to this video and I want you to put up how many appointments you got. I want you to put up how many sales you made. I want you to put up how many homes you showed. I want you to put up how many listings you got. I want to see this happening this week. I want you to come back here and post it up. I want you to do it. I will answer you back, okay? And I want to see this challenge happening, ladies and gentlemen. I want to see it happening, okay? All right, we're going to let everybody go now. We are 8:47. We try to do this for about 15 minutes to get you pumped up for the rest of the week. I hope that you are excited. I hope that you put Monday to the test. I know that very much so that you guys are pumped and pushed and ready to go. If not, you would not have showed up to this phone call. Okay. So I appreciate you guys for showing up. Rosie, thanks for showing up this morning. Jen, thank you for your support this morning. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here to get you going, to get you pumped up. And, obviously we have, as a coaching firm, we have 3 different types of coaching options. We've got our Freedom Achiever Academy, which is an online academy where you self-coach and self-train with over 300 videos on there and a built-in community. We have a 90-day coaching program known as the Freedom Achiever Method, and we have one-on-one coaching available. So if you're interested in any of this, any of our coaching platforms, all you have to do is go to thefreedomorganization.com. That is it. All you have to go to is thefreedomorganization.com, or if it's easier to remember, everythingdavidkurz.com. If you go to everythingdavidkurz.com, you will find every single link that's associated to me, the books that I've written, my calendars, anything that I've ever done, my YouTube channels, my Twitter, my Instagram. I think it's called X now, right? It's X. It's not Twitter anymore. But, it's old school heads. We still call it Twitter. And
I still don't use it.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, take advantage of the things that we do, okay? We do this free every Monday morning. Jump in on it. Every other Thursday, we do a free lesson. Every other Thursday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Sign up for this stuff. Get super stoked about it. Get excited to be a part of something bigger. And use it. Take action every single day in your business, right? Ladies, you want to close out with anything? Jen, we'll start with you.
Get it done. 100 calls this week. Just get it done.
Awesome. Rosie?
I love that. I love the call to action on the 100 calls, because I'm going to see it as how many people can I help? How many families? How many people can I help relocate this week? So I love that, because we go out like missionaries to help. How can we solve problems?
Awesome, man. All right, guys, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us every single Monday. We'll see you next week at 8:30 in the morning.